My dear child, I'm interrupting your day because there's something important I need to tell you. I'm speaking right now because what I have to share could change the direction of your life. This isn't a coincidence, and it's not just another message showing up on your screen. It's a meaningful moment, set in place before you even woke up today. I need you to listen, not later, not tomorrow, but right now. You've been watched in ways you never realized. You didn't even know you were being tested, but you made it through. You thought it was just another challenge, another waiting season, another time when you had to stay strong for everyone else. But it was more than that. It was a test of your heart. It was a quiet measure of your faith, even when no one was cheering for you, no one was watching, and no one wasteling you that you were doing well. You thought it didn't matter. But it mattered more than you will ever know. There were days you held your tongue when you could have spoken in anger. You thought that silence was weakness, but it was strength wrapped in humility. There were nights you prayed for someone else's blessing while your own heart felt empty. You thought no one saw, but every word, every quiet tear, every moment you turned away from bitterness and chose love, I saw them all. And heaven recorded them. Angels stood at your side, not only to protect you from harm, but to witness the depth of your obedience. You didn't realize it then, but their very presence was proof that the test was real. You were not just surviving a season. You were being prepared for one that's coming. And now the preparation is over. I've seen you walk through valleys you didn't choose, climb mountains you didn't ask to face, and carry weights you didn't understand. At times you thought I had forgotten you. You thought I was silent. But in those silent places, I was examining the purity of your faith. Would you still love me when the blessing was delayed? Would you still trust me when the answer didn't come quickly? Would you still worship when it felt like the heavens were closed? My child, you didn't just endure those moments. You passed through them with a heart that stayed soft, a faith that stayed alive, and a spirit that refused to bow to despair. You passed when it would have been easier to quit. You passed when the world told you to turn back. You passed because you stayed close to me when everything tried to pull you away. Even now, angels are moving on your behalf. I'm dispatching them to places you cannot yet see, into conversations you don't know, are happening into rooms where your name is about to be spoken with honor. There are blessings already on their way to you, not because you fought for them, but because you trusted me for them. You'll soon walk into moments that feel too perfectly timed to be coincidence. Doors will open without force. People will appear who carry exactly what you've been praying for. Finances will flow from unexpected places. Healing will break through in your body and in the hearts of those you love. Relationships you thought were beyond repair will begin to mend. This is no random favor. This is the fruit of passing the test. I know you still carry scars. I know there were nights you cried yourself to sleep, wondering if anything would change. But I need you to understand something deep in your spirit. The test was never about proving your worth. Tommy, I already knew your worth before you took your first breath. The test was about positioning you for a blessing you could hold without losing it. You see, there are gifts that can only be carried by a heart that has been refined. If I had given you what you asked for before the refining, it might have crushed you. But now your hands are steady. Now your spirit is anchored. Now your faith is unshakable. And because you didn't know you were being tested, you didn't perform for anyone's approval. You were simply real with me. And that authenticity is why this season will be different. There is a shift happening even now in the unseen. Chains are breaking, barriers are falling. Assignments of the enemy that have been tracking you are being cancelled. Where there was resistance, there will be release. Where there was delay, there will be acceleration. The very areas where you felt the most pressure are about to become the very places where you will testify of my goodness. And you'll know it's me because the breakthrough will be greater than what you even dared to hope for. Listen, Tom, beloved. I am not only blessing you, I am making you a sign to others. People will look at your life and be reminded that I do not forget my children. Some will be drawn closer to me just by watching the change in you. Others who doubted your journey will have no words to explain what they see because the transformation will be undeniable. The peace you carry will be unshakable. The joy you walk in will be constant even when circumstances try to shift, and the abundance I release will overflow in a way that blesses more than just you. It will spill into families, communities, and generations. Do not fear what's ahead. You are not stepping into this new season alone. My spirit goes before you. My angels walk beside you, and my goodness will follow you. You will see provision before you even know you need it. You will receive answers before you form the question. You will stand in places you once thought were out of reach. And you will remember this moment, the moment you realized you passed the test you didn't know you were taking, as the moment the page turned in your story. My child, the wait is over, the proving is finished. The blessing is here. My beloved, you have been walking with more strength than you realized. Even in the days when you felt weak, heaven saw the weight you carried and the way you refused to let go of my hand. You thought you were simply enduring another hard season, but I was, watching the way your heart responded when the answers seemed delayed. I saw when you chose peace over panic. I saw when you refused to let anger take root, even though the situation gave you every reason to lash out. You didn't know that every one of those moments was a part of your test. And now the results are in. You passed. You didn't even recognize that angels were taking notes. Yes, my child, they were near you, not just to shield you from harm, but to record the ways you stayed faithful. When faith seemed costly, you prayed in the quiet and thought it was unnoticed. But your prayer was like fire in the unseen realm. It pushed back the plans that were forming against you. It silenced voices that spoke curses over you. It confused the enemy's strategies before they could take shape. And while you're wondering if your prayers made a difference, I was already answering them in ways you couldn't yet see. Do you remember those sudden moments of peace that came over you for no reason? That was me. Do you remember when an unexpected provision showed up just when you thought you were at your end? That was me. Do you remember when you avoided a situation at the last second that could have caused great harm? That was me moving through my angels, guiding your steps without you even realizing you were being guided. The truth is, I've been closer to you in these past months than you have ever realized. I've been walking every step with you, not only protecting you from danger, but protecting the promise I placed within you. And now the promise is ready. There are blessings I've held back, not because you weren't loved, but because they required a maturity in you that only comes from walking through the fire and not giving up. This is why you feel different now. Your spirit is stronger, your perspective is clearer, your hope is deeper, and your faith has been forged in the fire. I tell you this, there is nothing more unshakable than a child who has learned to trust me when nothing made sense. This is why you'll see things begin to happen quickly now. What used to take years will happen in months. What used to feel impossible will suddenly come together with ease. Conversations will start that you didn't initiate. Opportunities will find you before you even know to look for them, and when they do, you will not have to question whether they are from me. Your spirit will recognize my signature on them instantly. I am sending people into your life who carry keys you didn't even know you needed. Some will open doors of opportunity. Others will speak words that confirm what I've been whispering to you in secret. And some will simply walk alongside you to strengthen your spirit. You will know them because their presence will bring peace and not confusion. They will remind you of your worth without trying to change who you are. These connections are not accidental. They are divine alignments prepared in advance for this exact season. My child, this next part is important. The same way angels were dispatched to protect you in the test, they are now being sent to deliver what belongs to you. Assignments have been released in the heavenly realm. Resources are being gathered. Delays are being overturned. Even as you hear these words, movements are happening in the unseen. Contracts are being reviewed, decisions are being made, hearts are being softened. People who once overlooked you will now feel compelled to honor you. Those who once dismissed your value will have no choice but to acknowledge it. This is not just about reward, it's about restoration. You will not only receive what was withheld from you, but it will return multiplied. The years the enemy tried to drain from you will come back with interest. The relationships that were torn will either be healed or replaced with ones that carry greater purpose. The dreams you buried because they felt too heavy to carry will begin to breathe again. I am not simply returning you to where you were before the test. I am lifting you higher than you have ever been. Do you feel that stirring in your spirit? That's the shift. That's your soul sensing the alignment in the heavenly realm. Even now, angels are moving into position. They are surrounding your home, your workplace, your family, your path ahead. They are clearing the way so that when the blessing arrives, it will come without hindrance. You will not have to strive for it. You will not have to fight for it. You will simply step into it because the way has been prepared. I tell you this, my beloved. In the same way you didn't know you were being tested, you won't fully see the blessing coming until it's here. It will surprise you. It will overwhelm you with my goodness. And you will know that every tear, every moment of waiting, every battle to hold on to faith was worth it, because now you will walk in a peace that no one can take, a joy that no storm can shake, and a provision that flows like a river without running dry. The test is over. The page has turned, and now your story enters its most beautiful chapter yet. My child, the season you are entering will feel unlike any you've walked through before. The heaviness that seemed to linger in the air is already lifting. The weariness you thought was part of you is being replaced with strength you didn't know you could carry. For so long you moved forward by faith, one step at a time, not knowing if the ground beneath you would hold. But now I am setting your feet on solid rock. You will walk with confidence, not because the path is easy, but because you know who walks it with you. You see, when you didn't know you were being tested, you made decisions that revealed your true heart. You chose mercy when judgment would have been easier. You chose generosity when you could have turned inward. You chose to believe that I was still with you, even when everything around you suggested otherwise. And every one of those choices has been counted. Everyone has been weighed in the scales of heaven. You didn't just pass the test. You passed with excellence in ways you didn't even understand. Now I am rewarding not just your actions, but the posture of your heart. This is why what comes next will not look like small improvements. It will feel like a complete transformation. I am going to take the very areas of your life where you felt most defeated and turn them into testimonies of victory. The wounds you thought would always ache will become the very proof of my healing power. The lack you thought you would live with forever will be replaced by a supply that meets not only your needs, but blesses others through you. Even as I speak, there is movement in the unseen realm. Angels are carrying out assignments that were written for this time, and this time only. They are unlocking resources that were stored away for the exact moment you would be ready. They are whispering into the hearts of people who will be part of your story in this next chapter. People you don't yet know, but who will recognize you when they see you. Some will extend their hand to pull you into opportunities you never thought were possible. Others will speak words into your life that will ignite dreams you thought were long gone. The world around you may not understand what's happening, but your spirit will know. You'll feel the shift. The doors will not just open, they will swing wide with an ease that will leave you in awe. The right people will say yes without hesitation. The answers you've been seeking will arrive without you forcing them, and you will find yourself in moments that make you pause, knowing without a doubt that you're standing in the middle of a promise fulfilled. Do not be surprised if the pace of your life changes quickly. Where there was waiting, there will be acceleration. Where there were closed doors, there will be an overflow of invitations. Where there was silence, there will be confirmation after confirmation. This is what it looks like when my hand moves without restriction, and I am moving now because you passed the test. But I must tell you something important. As the blessings flow, guard your heart. Stay close to me, just as you did in the days when you had nothing but faith to hold on to. Do not let the noise of success drown out the still small voice that led you here. The same way I tested your heart in lack, I will keep shaping your heart in abundance. And if you continue to walk in humility, you will not just receive the blessing, you will sustain it. I am placing a mantle on you in this season, a calling that carries weight in both the seen and unseen realms. You'll find yourself in moments of influence, not for your glory, but for men. You will speak words that carry my authority, and they will bring peace to the troubled, healing to the broken, and light to those in darkness. And you will know that it is not by your strength, but by my Spirit moving through you. Look around, my child. The signs are already here. The opportunities that once passed you by will begin to stop at your door. The relationships that once drained, you'll be replaced by those that pour into you. The dreams that once seemed too costly will begin to unfold before your eyes. This is the reward of a faithful heart. This is what happens when you trust me without conditions. And when it happens, remember this. It wasn't just about surviving the test. It was about becoming the person who could carry the promise. You are that person now. And the blessing I'm about to release will not only change your life, it will ripple outward to touch lives you have yet to meet. You will be a living testimony that I am faithful, that EC, and that I reward those who remain steadfast. The time has come. Step forward. The season of proving is over. The season of promise has begun. If this word has confirmed something deep in your spirit, don't let it pass you by. Type Amen in the comments as your act of agreement. Subscribe so you never miss what God is speaking next. And share this message so someone else can step into their breakthrough too.